Today's episode of the Just Keep Swimming podcast is brought to you by Audible. Audible is an online audiobook and podcast service offering over 10,000 books and the ability to listen to your favorite podcasts, including the Just Keep Swimming podcast. I personally use Audible all the time and suggest you take a listen to Intentional Living by John C. Maxwell. In this book, Mr. Maxwell shares his story on how he was able to live a noble and purposeful life and gives you tips and tricks so you can do the same. So please start your 30-day free trial now at www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast, all lowercase. Again, that is www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast. And if you have any more questions or concerns for the Just Keep Swimming podcast, you're always welcome to reach out to us on Facebook or at Instagram at justkeepswimming_podcast, or you can email us at jkspodcast702@gmail.com. And with that out the way, let's dive into it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to the Just Keep Swimming podcast. This is your friend, your boy, your host, Mr. Adrian Jackson, and we back at it again with another great episode for you. You already know who's with me. It's the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. 1-3, Ed dropping the hot beats in the background as always, so make sure you guys go check out all his projects and keep up to date with them. But today's, ladies and gentlemen, we have a small little message from you. It's actually inspired by 1-3. I'm actually going to just start it off, and he's going to finish it up today. But so the message he sent me was, bro, we should talk about how a lot of people, they steal the joy from life because they're trying to perfect this experience that we're in, and they're trying to make everything, perfect. And because they're trying to be so perfect, they don't really enjoy the journey, enjoy the experience, enjoy like what life has to offer. And when he said that, I was like, you know what, that right there is a beautiful thought, because I've been sharing that recently as well with one of my coworkers, because we both got let go at the same time. And it kind of, what happens is when bad stuff happens to us, we naturally go into defense mode. We naturally put our guards up, put our walls up. We don't want to do anything no more. Our first thought is always, I don't have a job, so I guess I can't enjoy life no more. So let me stop having fun and just, sit here and marinate until I do get a job, and then that'll be my right to be happy again. And, that type of mindset is what keeps us down and makes us miss all the enjoyment of life. And I think that we have to just learn to, one of the books I read said the best, we have to learn to stay out of that poverty mindset, out of that negative mindset, stop playing defense and continue to play offense, even though, things aren't as perfect as we want it to be. Because, us continue to play offense shows optimism that, whatever is going on, everything is going to be okay, So I think that, we have to really learn to continue to do the things that make us feel joy in life, even when things aren't the way that we expect it to be. And, it could be different for everybody, of course, but, you can't let the little things in life happen and be like, since this happened, that means I can no longer do this. Like, for example, I lost my job. Okay, it happens. But I didn't lose my job and say, oh my gosh, I have no employment. Guess I can't do the podcast no more, which I love to do. Guess I shouldn't be trying to red flag football no more, which I love to do. Guess I shouldn't do anything that I love to do because life is hard now and I need to treat life as it's hard, and that right there is what makes life hard, because now I just took away a lot of things that brought me joy because I'm in this mindset that I need to, sit and sulk and be mad. And that right there is not life, Something interesting I was thinking about when I was writing this message was, in the Bible, they talk about let the weak say I'm strong. But then they also talk about, you praise the Lord at any time, in the good and in the bad. And I think that's something that we always overlook. You know, when the good is happening, you know, it's easy to pray and be all happy and stuff. Thank you, I love this, life is beautiful, blah, 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 everything's good. But then when it's bad, you go into that poverty mindset of, oh my gosh, this sucks for me. I can't believe this is happening to me. I need to get out of this. I need to get out of this. But it's like, no, you know, you're poor, but say that you're rich still. You know, yes, you're sad, but say that you're happy, because life is still beautiful. You know, this happened for a reason, and you have no idea what doors this can open for you. So it's like, in the meantime, while you're going through the situation, what can you do to continue to feel that joy that you have for yourself? And, you know, my mindset is always, do what makes you feel good. Do what gives you joy. You know, a lot of times the things that gives us joy doesn't cost anything at all. You know, so let's try to continue to do what gives us this joy about life, you know, even though it's sad. Prime example, I know some people, you know, when things like this happen, they stop just having fun. They don't want to hang out with nobody. They don't want to do nothing. They want to lock themselves in the room and just, oh man, life is hard. Life is difficult. But it's like, no, bro, you have to continue to do what makes you feel good, because this great thing I've been learning recently, and I've really been trying to practice, is they say that when you manifest with positive energy in your heart and you have a positive mindset, it makes the manifestation come a lot stronger. You know, actually, anytime you try to do aphorisms with any type of strong emotion, it makes it stronger. So it's kind of like when you're feeling those strong emotions, you know, when you're feeling good, it's easy to say, oh my gosh, I'm feeling good, lovely, thank you for this day. But when you're feeling bad, it's hard to say that. But we have to learn to fight through that and say, I understand time is hard right now and I'm not feeling the best, but I still love my life and there's still so much joy that can happen. And, you know, release that negative energy, and, you know, even though your energy is negative, open it up and let that positive in, let that joy back in, you know, and let's just enjoy this experience that we call life, you know. My favorite thing that I've been saying recently is nobody said it would be easy. Like, I always think about that. Like, nobody said it was easy. Like, people said, oh, life is easy. You know, all you have to do, and that's because they have like one principle they follow, and that makes it easy for them. But nobody said life was easy. You know, like, nobody truly said life will be a piece of cake. There's nothing to it, you know. And at the end of the day, maybe somebody did say that, and we just lost how life is easy, and we just like to make it hard. But either way, easy, hard, medium, enjoy it. Enjoy life, enjoy all the experiences, enjoy everything, you know. Like, you're at the car lot waiting for your car to get done working. Yeah, you can be there mad because now you run late for your appointment, or you can sit there and enjoy the time to be able to sit back and relax and not be in a rush because you can't move nowhere because you need this thing fixed until you go somewhere. You know, enjoy that time. Like, yes, you may not want to be at the family dinner because, you know, your family's a hellhole, but enjoy that time. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy that you just be able to show up and that you have a family, you know? Yes, your family's not perfect. Nobody's family perfect, but at the end of the day, just enjoy your family for who they are, you know, for what they do to you and how they light your world up, you know? So yeah, that's been my mindset recently, you know. Let's get off of defense. Like, I understand defense wins championships. Yes, your disciplines do win championships, but you need an offense to go score, you know, and the best way to go score is to make sure that you enjoy the joy of life and you continue to do what you need to do that makes you happy. It gives you the capability to do what you truly want to do, what you feel good about, what makes you feel good in life, the things that bring you joy. So, you know, let's go find those things. Cooking meals, giving to the community, helping a family member. I don't know, going out to the club and just dancing your night away until you sweat and make it like a workout, hitting the gym, whatever it is to bring you joy, you should do it. You should do it. You should go chase that joy and go and fulfill that feeling. So, yeah, that's my start of the message. I'm going to pass it over to Mr. 1-3 so he can wrap it up so we can, have a great week as always. Mr. 1-3, showtime.
Yo, it's 1-3. How you guys doing? I just want to give my side of the thing, as my side of the topic, as Adrian more so explored how not to let life take the fun away from you. I wanted to bring up how you should not let yourself take the fun out of life. How this originally came up is I was, kind of thinking, especially since this new game called The Finals came out recently. Honestly, hands down, probably one of the most fun multiplayer games I've ever played in a minute. The destruction, the different classes, the movement, the feel of it, the objective, everything's like new and fresh. And for me, like, that's just a lot of fun, especially something that I can play with my friends, you know. As I'm, researching more about the game since I started playing it, there seems to be like a lot of complaints about it, especially on, places like Reddit and things of the such. But there's a lot of people just complaining about the game. And while the game is still fresh and it's still going through its growth phase and, trying to get balancing issues corrected and stuff, even though it's very new and it has these problems, it doesn't mean that the game's not fun. And you can kind of see just by the community's reaction, some of the community's reaction, that, they're not having fun with the game. But honestly, amongst its issues, like, it's still a fun game. I don't understand why just because you feel some certain way about this, which sometimes it can be a little bit unreasonable because they're just kind of thinking through their perspective on how they like to play as opposed to like the overarching game as a whole. But I mean, they're letting themselves be mad and take the fun out of the game. So that leads to like a lot of rage quitters or overly aggressive people or, things of that nature within the game, which kind of just sometimes takes away the fun from everybody else playing it, especially if you're playing on comms. And it just had me thinking, like, why don't we have fun with things anymore? Like, I kind of thought like the overarching issue for, the people that would complain a lot is like they're just trying to be perfect or do the best on the team or in the lobby or something like that. But I mean, what happened to just going around just doing dumb shit? Like, who cares if you win or lose? Like, it's about the experience. And I feel like a lot of them just forget about the experience. And that kind of leads over to life in general. As we tend to pursue like this perfection on doing everything right, especially in today's society with social media, where all you look at is semi-perfectionist posts and things like that. Everybody showing their best lives and best moments. They forget to kind of be goofy and just enjoy the moment that they're in rather than trying to plan and post for other things, essentially. Again, trying too hard for acceptance is definitely one of the things that takes away the fun of life. Because you're so overly focused on making like a image for yourself, a certain point of view that you want to be looked at through a certain type of IG lens, that you forget that, oh, how is the day going? What's the weather like? How did you feel when you woke up this morning? Things of that nature. Like, you forget all of that, and you're not enjoying life to really have its effect on you. And then in turn, you don't have that effect on life. Another point of trying to be too perfect is not allowing your, imperfection and humanistic qualities come out. Because again, you're just trying so hard to either impress or just do this certain thing the correct way all the time, 100% of the time. And it's like, no, that doesn't happen. We have flaws, we make mistakes, and that's okay. Just because we didn't get a certain outcome that we wanted or wished for or worked so hard for doesn't mean that, you can't have fun with life. You can find a different avenue. You can try again. You can just change your perspective. There's multiple different ways to kind of just really enjoy life instead of being stuck in this monotonous perfectionism loop, essentially. Another thing that kind of like takes away the fun of life is getting lost in the day-to-day duties. So, I mean, in a sense, like on the flip side, instead of like losing your job, you're so invested in your job that you forget to take time for yourself or for loved ones too, and go enjoy, getting some ice cream or going on a small trip or just even hanging out, we get so lost in these duties, and it doesn't make it any easier, especially with the way the world's economy is going and, you know, all of that stuff. But I mean, despite the fact that it's not easy, you can still, you know, take time and like put in an effort to just enjoy what you do have. To kind of bring it back to the finals, one of the glaring issues that it had when it like first officially launched was there's a lot of hackers, therefore cheaters, in the game, which just kind of, you know, it was just unfair to the, you know, the authentic player base. And there was just so much uproar over it. And while that is annoying, I mean, that's probably one match out of like the million that you're probably going to play if you choose to enjoy the game. You can still do other things. You may get beamed down and you're waiting again. And yeah, it may not be fun within that moment, but that doesn't take the, you know, the full joy away from the game. There's a couple that I came across, and yeah, even though it kind of sucked, I was like, hey, well, I mean, at least I'm still having fun. At least I'm trying to get better. Then in some cases I do win against the cheater just because of, you know, how situations played out. But I mean, that's just the mindset that I have. I make an opportunity out of anything that is given to the best of my ability. Yeah, sometimes I do fall into the trap where I make my life not fun because I'm viewing it through a certain lens. But again, you got to take that step back and realize that, you know, everything isn't so serious. Just because you aren't doing good doesn't mean you can't have fun or enjoy life. Just because you are doing good and you feel like some sort of imposter syndrome or something because everything just worked out a little too perfectly, doesn't mean you still can't enjoy life. Like, life is life. As long as you're living and breathing, make the most of it. Enjoy it. Take the time. Don't get so lost in being perfect. Make human mistakes, because, I mean, the only thing that's perfect in this world is God, and He's not even of this world. So stop trying to be that. You can't do it. So just be you. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's message from both me and Adrian. You know, remember, sign up for a free trial on Audible and get that free credit. Listen to some books. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you can email us at jkspodcast702@gmail.com. And yeah, I just hope you guys have a wonderful day, magnificent evening, or an exquisite morning. And yeah, remember to just keep swimming. Peace, yo.